Hey, this is Ed with addictfoil.com, and this video is called What's the Payback? People always want to know, do energy improvements really pay off? And the answer is yes. The math proves it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how energy improvements are a great investment. There's generally two methods of energy savings on a home: air sealing and methods to reduce heat gain and heat loss. Air sealing is quite simple. Your home is basically just a big box. Kind of think of it as a refrigerator. You're trying to keep the air inside the box. The best way to do this is to seal the ducts. Duct systems typically leak anywhere from 5 to 20%. Testing has shown that the older the homes, generally the higher the duct leakage. It's not uncommon to have older homes with 20, 30, 40% duct leakage. If your sprinkler were blowing 30, 40% of the water in the street, you would have it fixed today. But duct systems, because you can't see them, people generally tend to ignore them and don't get them fixed. House air sealing is another thing. You want to caulk and seal up all the windows, cracks, crevices. As the wind blows on a house, just the natural pressure can cause a lot of natural air changes. And once again, this is hot or cold air that you're buying. You want to keep it inside the box. The other area is reducing heat gain or heat loss. This is done by installing a radiant barrier. A radiant barrier is your first line of defense against radiant heat flow. The second thing is attic ventilation. If you can keep your attic cooler, you're running ductwork through an attic, you're running 50-degree air through a hot attic. It's nice if the attic can be 100 or 105 rather than 120 or 150. More attic insulation. Attic insulation is your second line of defense against conductive heat flow. So most homes need anywhere from 12 to 15 inches of attic insulation. And finally, window protection. Windows are very inefficient no matter how good they are, and especially if they face west and catch direct sun. The best window still doesn't provide a lot of thermal protection. So you want to install either solar screens or a really good quality window film to keep the heat from getting in. Another thing is to focus on dollars, not a percentage of the savings. People always ask, what percentage will I decrease my electric bill? And really the question is, how many dollars will I take off my electric bill? When it comes to estimating savings and payback, it's really a question of, based on spending X, how much can you save, or how much will you save Y? Here's a simple example. If you make improvements which average about $25 per month in savings, which is very easy to achieve, you're going to have an annual savings of about $300. Now, how much is $300 really worth? Say you're in the 20% tax bracket. You pay your utility bills with after-tax money. So in order to take home $300, you would have to earn about $375 in order to keep the $300. So the real value of $300 in savings is about $375 worth of income. Now, this is a guaranteed return. Energy rates could drop down, but most people think over the long haul, energy rates are going to go up. So your money is guaranteed a return on your investment. And as energy rates go up, your ROI is going to go up even more. So how much would you be willing to invest for a guaranteed savings of $375 per year? Let's take a look. At a 10% return on investment, you can invest $3,750 to get that $375 payback. Or at a low 5%, you could invest up to $7,500 to get that $375 payback. Now think about all the improvements you could do for between $3,500 and $7,500. That's a lot of insulation, radiant barrier, duct sealing. You can do a lot with that. And reducing an average utility bill by $25 a month is a total no-brainer. I mean, you can buy a $20 bucket of mastic, start sealing your ductwork, and a lot of times that'll save you $20 to $30 a month right there. It's pretty typical. You can easily reduce your monthly utility bill by $50 or $100 or more. So it's a great investment. Now, what about tax credits? Currently, there are tax credits, 30% of what you spend, up to $1,500. You need to talk to your tax professional to find out exactly what qualifies and what doesn't. But in general, most of the things we're talking about do qualify for the 30% tax credit. Now, here's an example. You take that $3,700 less an $1,100 tax credit, The real cost is about $2,600. Now, the equivalent return on investment after the tax credit, if you spend $2,600 and you get a $375 return on your investment, we're talking a 14% return on investment on energy savings improvements. This is a great return. Now let's say, what if? What if these improvements resulted in a $50 or a $75 a month in savings? At $50 a month, your annual savings would be close to $600. Your ROI on that, you're talking 23% or more. That is a great return. Now here's the deal. Experience shows that energy improvements regularly have an ROI of over 30 to 40% return on their investment. Even on the low end at 10 or 15%, it's a great investment. So typically 15 to 40%, that's going to be money well spent to improve the energy efficiency of your home. Plus, if you go to sell your home, energy efficient homes are worth more. So in summary, do you do it yourself or you hire someone? Well, take a look at the money and whatever is best for you, determine your ROI and decide if that's a good investment. AddictFoil.com provides radiant barrier foil for do-it-yourselfers and professional installers. If you can invest $300 or $400 for a typical home to install radiant barrier, you can have a huge return on your investment. I've got many customers who have spent $200 to $400 on radiant barrier, and they've told me they've saved that money in the first summer. For more information on radiant barrier foil, how to install it, and other money-saving tips, visit addictfoil.com or my blog, radiantbarrierguru.com.